So, Aishwarya, tell us about the support that you received from friends and family. I mean, how did they take it? Were they shocked? Was there some period of denial? How did that go?
बेचारे हैं मेरे घर वाले. Oh my God, it was so much stress. All of them. I was very upset with all of them because I just expected them to educate themselves on it.
Correct.
So you kind of do that when you have a 5-year-old and the 5-year-old does not know how to take care of himself or herself. So that's when the family comes in, they educate themselves. I was 32 when I was diagnosed with
Yeah.
it. And I could very well take care of myself. But at that point of time, I became such a baby and I gave all of them such a hard time that you guys should have educated yourself. I was in the hospital for 10 days. You had 10 days to figure it out. And yeah, so I was quite a, let me not use the word. But it took me a lot of time to figure out my diet. So it would just be wrong to expect, my family to know everything.
Correct.
So, but the fact is that they were, of course, all of them were very shocked. Rohit just said कि तुझे इतनी अतरंगी बीमारी कैसे हुई? मतलब, what is it? What is you and some अतरंगी बीमारी after all the other every other year? So, so Rohit was, of course, very upset, but I think he's the most chilled out one in the family. He's like, "कोई नहीं, कर लेंगे. और इसके कर लेंगे वाले एटीट्यूड पे मुझे इतना गुस्सा आ रहा था ना कि क्या कर लेंगे, I have to inject myself
Yeah.
uh, and at that point of time, I was in my honeymoon phase. I had no idea what honeymoon phase is. But at that point in time, I was only on my Lantus, on my basis, right? And I was very upset, and I had read saying that insulin is really bad for your heart, and it has really bad side effects in the long run. And I said, मैं तो insulin नहीं लूँगी. I'm going to cure myself of this. So I started this wonderful diet called Aharveda. And it was a completely vegan diet. And I had to eat so much in that diet, from having 4 bananas in one go to having, uh, you know, uh, 25 kishmish in one go. It was a very different way of treating illness. And then I realized that although my sugar levels were in control, I had lost more weight. So I had to stop that. But it was a major phase of denial for me for good 3 to 4 months. I thought yoga will do it, dalchini wala pani will do it. I just every other nuskha in the book I tried. कि बस मेरा नाम गिनीज वर्ल्ड ऑफ बुक रिकॉर्ड में आएगा, गिनीज वर्ल्ड ऑफ क्या बोलते हैं उसको, गिनीज बुक ऑफ वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड में आएगा बस ऐश्वर्या सखुजा ने टाइप 1 क्योर कर लिया. But it didn't happen. And when I came, when I accepted this about me, I think I forgave everybody around me because they themselves are confused as to how to go about it. But now, in this lockdown, I realized that, thank God, I had 3 months with Rohit for him to understand my diet. And since he is the chef in the house, he keeps trying to make different things for me. And we have discovered a lot of recipes together. And he understands my food now. So this is like a great thing to have happened.
That's wonderful. And how did your friends take it? I mean, like, supposing you're hanging out with friends or going somewhere, things change because then, you can't eat or you have to test or...
So my friends, initially when this happened, they were all like, dude, come on. And since I was type 2 initially, according to doctors, they said, type 2 है, तुम्हें reversible है. I said, तुम्हें बड़ी information है. नहीं, मेरे पापा को भी है या मेरी दादी को भी है ना. And all of a sudden I was in that category of papas and dadis, right? And the thing, they were tiptoeing around me because every time we were together and they would eat something, they would just give me that look, from the corner of the eye, कि देख तो नहीं रही. Or if we would go out and they would order for a dessert, they would first ask me, is it okay if we order for a dessert? Like, हाँ, it's okay, it's fine, don't worry. मैं बहुत cool बनती थी, घर आके रोती. But my friends, they got like, they were walking on eggshells around me. And eventually what happened was that when I started to understand the food and when my Aharveda diet started, I was very, very particular about it. So even now, if I go for a party, and I know that there will be nothing. The food options there will be limited. Uh, so I usually carry my dabba, and mostly I carry my food, and my friends have accepted that. A lot of people would get really upset. क्या खा क्यों नहीं रहे हो? And मैं क्या explain करने जाऊँ? So you're like, नहीं, I'm on a diet or whatever. So being an actress, I get away with it a lot. But yeah, so I always carry my food with me, and I have a very small circle of friends, and they completely understand where I'm coming from. So even during this lockdown and this whole COVID thing, they all are so paranoid about the fact that, possibly because I'm diabetic or because I have an underlying condition, I will be affected. So they're very, very, they are feeling very affected.
I foresee something. I foresee my mother, when she sees this video, she's going to tell me, "देखो, Aishwarya dabba carry कर सकती है."
Exactly my thoughts.
I know that's coming.
Because I have experimented with my food in the past 2 years, and trust me, because I wasn't working, I had kind of time on me. I was experimenting with my food with every meal, and I realized जिस भी खाने में preservatives हैं, it would not work for me. So I realized that home cooked meals work the best for me, and I felt so much better. Now all of a sudden my body's radar was like, ding. Now I know everything. Now I'm going to make note of the smallest detail that that's changing in my body or that's making me feel awkward. So yeah, because my body's radar was now working properly, I realized that home cooked meals were working for me, and I turned vegetarian completely. And now, ever since this whole lockdown, I started to eat eggs. But mainly, I'm on a vegetarian diet. I was trying to leave meat for the longest time because I'm an animal lover, and I don't want to impose cruelty on other creatures. And diabetes made me a vegetarian, turned me into a vegetarian. I'm so thankful for that.
When we talk about your entire journey, like there are some key takeaways, like your acceptance phase, understanding that it's not your family's responsibility to take care of you. It's more of a thing that you need to understand your own self. And you've been open about it and taking care of your health more than thinking about what other people are going to think. So these are, I'm like pretty sure these must be like the key takeaways from the discussion that we had so far, because I have met people, like a lot of people who have been like 8 years, 10 years into type 1 diabetes, and they still face all these issues. Like, how am I going to say to my colleagues, or like if I'm going for an office party or like a birthday party, I will have that cake because I don't want to say no to anyone. But it's so important to understand your own body and prioritize it over other things which are not as important.
Correct. So when you wake up with those really high sugar levels, it really messes up with your head. And I think a lot of times, call me paranoid, but I just feel that it's okay to be paranoid about your health.
Yeah.
It's all right. Because if you really love the people around you, especially if you're married and you have a family, you are responsible for your own health.
Correct.
You are the one, and that's the best gift that you can give to your family by staying healthy. Because तुम बीमार पड़े तुम्हारा क्या, तुम पड़ जाओगे, आसपास वालों को घूमना पड़ेगा, भागना पड़ेगा. Why would you trouble your family like that? So I keep telling Rohit that Rohit is such a lucky man to have me, because I take care of myself so well that you don't have to do anything. And he said, right, correct. That is great. What is the best gift that you can give to your partner? Good health.
Yeah. And what's even better than just being awesome? Being awesome and knowing you're awesome.
Correct. Oh, I have to add this. This added to that. My father thought that I had an eating disorder. Okay. Because after diabetes, I went to Australia to visit him. And it was a family wedding. So what a horrible time to go.
Correct.
Everybody was like, hi, tu itni patli kaise ho gayi? Hi, you've lost so much weight. Are you not eating? Beta, you need to let go of all these diets. Kaam hota rahega. And at that point of time, I didn't want to tell the world that I'm diabetic, right? So my father, he would be like, to diabetes. I think that there is no need for you to tell the world that I have diabetes. No, it's important that people know. Why? Why should they know? Now I don't care. But my father genuinely thought that I had an eating disorder because I had started that whole Ahar Veda thing and I literally was on leave. So he said, अच्छी खासी बेटी छोड़ के गया था इंडिया में बकरी बन के वापस आई है. So he's like, बेटा तुम नॉन वेज क्यों नहीं खाते हो? बेटा तुम एग्स क्यों नहीं खाते हो? बेटा तुम बटर. पापा, all this is not good for you. Please understand. You are mad. बचपन से खिला रहा हूँ तुम लोगों को. मैंने कहा शायद इसी की वजह से हुआ होगा मुझे, जो बचपन से मीट और अंडे खिला रहे ना आप मुझे, इसी की वजह से हुआ होगा. Now, I think my father has come to terms with the fact that I am a vegetarian and I don't want to eat meat ever. And yeah, but this was a very funny time when my father thought कि मैं जाके उल्टियाँ कर रही हूँ.
And जब भी होता है तभी it's so stressful. I mean, now you can look back and laugh, but
I wanted to like just smash the door onto my own face and like, please put me in a hospital. I don't want to deal with family. I don't want to deal with relatives and everybody tiptoeing around me. Is she okay? Is she okay? I'm okay. I'm just thin. Like, get off my back.
and you've always been thin, right? It's just that maybe you were more than usual thin, but
You have to see the pictures of me 5 years back to now.
yeah.
My husband used to call me orangutan. I still have cheeks. Like, full. I was really big, and not that I'm criticizing it, but yeah, that's how I looked at that point of time. But after this, so bapre, I lost so much weight, and now it is a task for me to put on weight. There are times when I just sit and stare at a cheese cube. How can I come?
So next question, we just want to talk to you about your reality TV show experience. Like, how's it? And I'm like pretty sure it must be hectic, but just a little bit for our audience to know.
So, I have reality. Sorry, there's hair on my face. I've done a few reality shows as an anchor and as a participant. As an anchor, it's pretty chill because you go, you shoot, and you come back. But when you're a participant, it's a different ball game altogether. So Nach Paliye was me and Rohit together. And while it was fun, it was quite a disaster as well because he and me, we are very different people. He is so chilled and I'm so hyper. I would want things done in a certain way and he's like, ho jayega, kar lenge. So, for us to be on the same page and to do all those lifts together and not like literally break each other. So that was a very interesting experience because me and Rohit, we both were not dancers and we were put on a stage where we were supposed to dance together and that too in tandem. So it was, it's become a very essential memory in our relationship. It is hectic because we were given a day and a half or maximum 2 days to prepare for our performance. We had to do all the stuff together, smelling each other's t-shirts and doing really random things. We would prepare for the dance in 2 days and we would fight like mad. But yeah, we survived in that show for a good 10 weeks. So we really, really enjoyed ourselves and made some really decent moolah. So that was okay. And Khatro Ke Khiladi was a show that I did and we were in Argentina and we were shooting for Khatro Ke Khiladi there. And that was a pretty chill show in the sense that क्या prepare कर लोगे? If you have to lie with lizards or you have to jump off a cliff, like how can you prepare, right? There's no rehearsal to it. You just have to show up and then if somebody shoves you off the cliff, then yeah, fine, you go with it. So, Khatro was
You're saying it so coolly. Somebody shoves you.
Yeah.
There's no way that you're going to die because all the proper precautions. And if you're careful and you don't really try to become really cool and become a stunt master, you will survive. There's no way that you will get hurt also.
Yeah.
So we knew that it's mind over matter and I think I'm a very strong-willed person. So yeah, it was pretty chilled. After 7 to 8 weeks, I realized I calculated my money. I said, abhi ho gaya mera. I don't want to win this. अभी मुझे घर जाना है. Because I was in Argentina for 45 days and I was homesick. I was irritated of eating chicken and mutton, and that's all that we got there.
Correct.
And I said, I'm done. I'm really done. So the next gun that came to me, they all knew that I'm not interested. So even Arjun was like, कर लेना मतलब अगर तुम्हारा मन करे तो कर लेना. I knew that I'm not going to survive because emotionally also it was tiring because every day we would be, we would be stuck in a situation which is not the most ideal or the most pleasant.
Yeah.
कभी कुत्ते पीछे छोड़ रहे हैं, कभी रैट के साथ आप लेटे हुए हो, कभी you're underwater 10-15 feet down. हाँ, so yeah, that's how it was, and I didn't really. I'm not somebody who's very ambitious के पास. मैं आज reality show में गई तो मैं ही जीत के आऊंगी. I'm a very practical person. I say अच्छा इतना बन चुका है मेरा अभी let me just get out. So yeah, that's what I did.
That's nice. So chill.
Yeah.
Aishwarya, you've done so much. You've been a model, you've been a Miss India participant, you've worked in TV, you've worked in movies. I mean, there is the so-called proverbial glass ceiling, and I mean, you're one of those girls that's gone past a lot of barriers, and she's done things for herself and made a name. So what is the, so at Blue Circle, we really want to push the cause of women and girls a lot as well, because a lot of us are girls with diabetes, and we've started something called Project Gaia, where we want to kind of empower everybody who's a young girl or an adolescent girl or a woman living with diabetes in India. So what would your message to all the girls out there watching this, what would you say to them?
So since we are speaking on a platform which mainly discusses diabetes, so I'm going to circle my conversation around that. Like you said, you've broken a lot of glass ceiling, you've done so much work. When I look back, I don't really see it like that. I am a very go with the flow kind of person. Things came my way and I found it interesting, I would do it. I am competitive, but not to an extent that I'm going crazy over it. These 10 years, what they've taught me is don't take your life so serious. You're nothing. I mean, and especially when you get into watching these documentaries that are available on Netflix and Amazon, you just realize, okay, you are actually a speck of dust. But इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि अपना ध्यान मत रखो. So I also realized that with diabetes happening, at no point of time did it occur to me that it's going to be a barrier for me. Putting things in perspective would be like, possibly 100 years down the line, we are going to look at the year, or, our future generations are going to look at the year 2020 and say, yeah, those guys were so brave, yeah, those guys really managed to fight that. It is basically, you don't have a choice but to fight it, right?
Yeah.
Similarly, with diabetes, you don't have a choice but to lead a healthy lifestyle. Now, leading a healthy lifestyle should not and cannot become a barrier. It can't. It's a positive thing that has happened. Of course, pricking yourself before every meal and being regimented about your lifestyle, kharabi kya hai?
Correct.
Right. So it is just that we are conditioned to lead a certain life and be cool, eating all that and partying out till late at night. It is not cool, dude. 40 साल की उम्र में पता चल जाएगा तुम्हारा कितना cool था. So we have been given that option of realizing that earlier, and the fact that we need to respect our bodies because our body has done that for us till now. सीधे ना मैंने कर लिया, अब मैनुअल तुम्हारा है, ऑटो मोड मेरा हट चुका है, मैनुअल अब तुम करो. Only you can take care of yourself.
Yeah.
So if you see a problem like a problem and as a barrier, फिर तो हो चुका. ये चीजें आप relate ही मत करो ना. Don't relate your condition or your situation as a barrier.
Yeah.
It is a part of life. My father and me, we always say POL, part of life.
Yeah.
So even now, during this whole pandemic, my father fell majorly sick. Majorly. And I could not go because I'm stuck here. My brother could not go. He was, in Australia. It's really far off.
Yeah.
So instead of crying about it कि हाय हाय नहीं जा सकते, अब नहीं जा सकते ना, यही है ना, तो हंसी खुशी कर लो. So this is something that I've realized, that don't stress about life. Life is good. Life is chill. And if you are a privileged person like all three of us, we have a roof on our head, then you have no reason to complain. So yeah, that's how I see life. I don't see my work experience as achievement yet. Rohit sometimes tells me that it's important that you see yourself as an accomplished actress.
Yeah.
Because there would be times when I would get a call for a project and I'm like, हाँ ये project अच्छा है, मैं free में कर लेती हूँ. And it was like, are you mad? What is wrong with you? They're ready to offer you money. Show some respect to your own self. It's not that I don't respect myself. I just feel that everything is so temporary in life. So
Yeah.
what is the point of taking it seriously? Today I'm an actress. Tomorrow maybe I won't be an actress. Tomorrow I'll possibly, this industry will not find me significant. Maybe I'll have to find a new job. It's not serious. Doesn't work out.
You know,
मेरा आज का दिन
yeah,
खत्म.
I love that. And there are so many things that came out of this. One is that you've got to be resilient, wherever you are, whatever, like you might be in shit, but you have to have that thinking, nahi, I'm going to get over this.
And
And
it's not that कि हम रोते नहीं हैं. It's not that I don't cry. When my father had this issue, I cried my eyes out.
correct.
But I gave myself that one hour. अच्छा अभी रो लिया, अभी आंखें खराब कर ली, शुगर बढ़ा ली, अभी बस. You can't do anything about it, right? So yeah, that's why.
In fact, I have to tell you about this thing. So we've come up with something called the Blue Circle Buddy Project. So we started a free helpline for people living with diabetes. I mean, there are points in time where it's difficult to keep up that resilience. Even like ourselves, we are strong, independent, privileged people. But at some points, it's a low point, and so we started this online helpline where we kind of have volunteers who've got type 1, type 2, and some are caregivers as well. And they have volunteered their time and effort to be there, available according to their calendar slot. So all one has to do is go onto that link, pick a volunteer of their choice, and speak to them. So sometimes, just speaking to people also makes a big difference. And we've been trained by the Chelaram Institute of Diabetes. So we've got a little backing on handling diabetes questions. And we've also been trained by the Center for Mental Health Law and Policy in Pune. So that takes care of the emotional aspect, dealing with people who have diabetes and depression or suicidal feelings. So I'm just putting this out there for everyone who's watching. If you feel you have burnout or distress or any other issue, we're going to link it into the description box, and please check out the link and book a call with a buddy and talk to someone.
I think it's a great initiative. Yeah? I mean, I realized that I'm not somebody who's a very social person, but I did make an effort, not an effort, but I did make sure that I meet you, Nupur, so that I understand that, there are so many people around me and they all are facing the same problems that I am, and then how they are coping with it. Your life is too short to make your own mistakes and understand out of it and then learn from it.
Correct.
बहुत लोग mistakes करते हैं, and I think it's beautiful that we have a community because it gives us a sense of belonging.
Yes.
When nobody else will understand you, a type 1 diabetic or a type 2 diabetic will be your best friend.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's a great initiative.
Thank you.
Okay, so guys, we are now into the last segment of our episode, and we are just going to select one picture from Aishwarya's Instagram page, and she'll have to tell us the story behind it. So this is the picture that we have chosen, and let us know what because we find it very interesting. So over to you. Just let us know what's the story behind this.
Okay, so this picture has a very, very interesting story behind it. And the story is that if you see this, I'm lying down on a road, right?
Yeah.
This was early in the morning. I had gone to South Bombay for a shoot, and we had some extra time on our hands. We just thought, we'll take some personal pictures as well. So, and this was this was around 6 months into diabetes.
Yeah.
And so, when we actors work, we always have our staff with us who are like people we usually employ.
Yeah.
So my hairdresser, she's extremely protective of me.
Yeah.
And so we decided, me and the photographer, we decided that, you know, I'm going to lie down and I'm going to like look back and ulta shot and it's going to be very interesting. So this discussion happened, and straight away I went and lied down on the road.
Yeah.
My hairdresser, I think 100 meters away or something, she didn't really realize that this was for a shot.
Yeah.
He came running, madam, and it was such a Ram Lakhan moment. And she came like 10 minutes. I said, what are you doing? Get us tight. It's a shot. Because the photographer had also gone peach and he had zoomed into it. So she just came in the middle of it and she's like, nahi, aap kuch nahi ho sakta. Especially at that point of time, there was a van that was going from behind us.
Yeah.
So that guy also looked at the, hey, theek hai na, he left. So yeah, we end up doing really silly things to get really interesting pictures.
Wow, that is fun. And that's a beautiful picture also. I mean, like, you know.
Yeah, it is.
So much fun doing all of this. Like, I always wonder.
It's quite nice.
Yeah.
Do you think that us diabetics have an advantage over other regular people, especially when it comes to COVID? Because COVID per se is asymptomatic, right? But if a virus has entered our body and has started to cause havoc and not show symptoms, the sugar levels will rise up?
Yes. I mean, sugar levels usually rise up with infections. So I'm guessing with, and I have read some limited literature which shows that COVID maybe sugar levels for normal non-diabetics also end up going up. So I'm sure in our case also they would go up, and that would be a sure shot indicator, you know, of something being wrong. But I just want to quickly put it out there that the better controlled we are, the better our chances of recovery will be. So, I mean, that's always a motivation to stay on track.
And according to you, what is the ideal HbA1c for a type 1?
Okay, so I'm a bit of a controversial person to ask this question, but I'm happy to say, so for me, I've been on both sides of the fence. I've been a person who's had an HbA1c of 12 also, you know, not controlled at all, and not, you know, listening to parents, not listening to doctors, everything. And I've been on the other side where I've had HbA1cs in the fives since the last 2 years or so. So,
in 5?
Yes. So, and I totally understand, you know, so when my A1C was always 9 and 10 and 12, I would see people saying, oh, mera to 7 hai, and I would feel like, you know, I mean, damn you, like, I don't care. So I get, I mean, the last thing I want to do is give off any kind of strange vibe. But I would say the closest you get it to non-diabetic range, along with, like, of course, not having a lot of hypos, that is best. I mean, the more the sugars go up, the more our risk for all kinds of things. We're susceptible to, you know, all kinds of...
And before that, Aishwarya, I'm like a really big lipstick hoarder, lipstick lover. And like my personal question would be, what is your favorite lipstick? Or like if you had to select 3 lipsticks from your stash, so what would they be?
So this is a lipstick that I swear by. I think it's a lipstick ka naam bhi mit gaya hai. So Anastasia is one that I really swear by. But for our regular shoots, we end up using Miss Carrie. Okay, Miss Carrie stays, and how? It really stays, and they're so cheap. They're like $200, which is not good for you, because honestly, your skin products should be expensive. They should have the right, you know, chemicals and everything that they use.
Yeah.
So if you're not shooting and you don't want to like you don't plan to wear this for like really long, then go ahead and use Miss Carrie. Otherwise, Kate Wando is good. This is Kate Wando, and Anastasia is really nice.
I can see that look on Snail's face. Like, acha, haan, wo wala.
Definitely answers like, yeah, my beauty question.
Okay, so Aishwarya, thank you so much for being with us, taking out the time and talking with us. It's been amazing having you here and so much fun. It's been a very chill conversation.
Yeah, it was fun. Thank you so much. And I really hope that all the people out there who are a little lost when it comes to diabetes, you guys have a community that you can speak with, and then you have that helpline, right?
Yes.
You have that helpline. So
Yeah.
don't take this lightly in the sense, especially when it comes to diabetes. It's an everyday, I won't call it a battle, but yeah, it's an everyday affair. So yeah, just reach out to people. There's no harm in asking for help. And yeah, diabetes will no longer be an ailment.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Aishwarya.
Bye, girls.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.